Hi and welcome back. So for the past year or so I've been completely transforming my garden, and today I will take you through this corner. So what you see here is a raised conifer bed, and I will tell you all about how I created it from the start to the very finish to what it is today. It includes a brick wall, hand-picked conifers from growers around the south of Sweden, boulders, bark, even though you can't see it now, a hedge of hydrangeas that haven't come up yet, a garden gnome, some lights. I also built some bird houses, and in the back corner, in the very northwestern corner, I also tried to build a little woodland area using leftover lumber from when I took down this great pine, and what I put in stuff. So let's go. So first, the big picture. The bed is roughly 20 square meters. It's tucked into the northwest corner of the garden. It's a semi-circular shape, and I've raised the soil level by about half a meter. So it really stands out and gives the whole planting some height and drama. On the outside, I've built a brick wall all the way around. It's roughly 10 meters long, and it sits at 5 layers of bricks at the lowest point, rising up to about 8 or 9 layers at the highest. But I'll come back to that wall in a moment, because it has quite a story behind it. Now, before any of this could happen, I had to clear the area completely. There were a number of shrubs and small trees growing here, and that all had to come out. But the biggest job was taking down this large pine tree. It's a really big one, and it was taking up a lot of space and blocking light exactly where I wanted the conifers to go. So out it came, and that was several days work with a chainsaw and then transporting everything away from here. Not to mention all the ivy and other stuff that I had to clear out of here. And also at the back, I had to remove a big aluminum fence that ran along the entire edge of the garden between us and the neighbors. That was quite a project in itself. But down it came, and away it went, and it immediately opened the whole space up. Okay, so about that brick wall and where all this brick came from. Now, I could have bought new bricks, but that felt wrong when there were perfectly good old bricks nearby. My neighbor was in the process of taking down his brick wall anyway, so I offered to do it for him, which I did, brick by brick. I spent a lot of time with a hammer and chisel, chiseling the old mortar off every single brick, trying to get them as clean and level as possible so I could reuse them. I managed to get about half of them nice and flat. After that, I'll be honest, I ran out of patience. So the second half I just used as they were. Which actually explains why the wall looks different top to bottom. The lower 3 layers or so are flat, neat and level. Then it gets a bit more rustic towards the top. But you know what? I actually think it adds character. It looks like it's been there for decades. Now, to lay the wall, I started by digging down about 15 centimeters or so, and then I filled that moat up with small gravel, and then I compacted it with a piece of wood until it was level. And then I laid the first course of bricks on top of that. Instead of mortar, I used a kind of stone glue rather than traditional mortar. Probably not entirely by the book, but it's held up well so far. With the wall in place, I could start building up the bed itself. The soil I used came mostly from digging out the rhododendron bed right beside this bed, which is a bed that I've talked about in another video. So most of the soil was already on site. Then I amended it slightly, and I used it to mount up the raised area, so it's about a half a meter or so. I also brought in some stone boulders with the help of some friends and placed them throughout the bed. I really think they add something, structure and a natural feel and a bit of a presence. And finally, the bark chippings on top, they really made a difference. Unfortunately you can't see it now with the snow, but I'll show you pictures. they made an enormous difference to how the whole bed looks and feels. They were not cheap, but I think they were absolutely worth every penny. Now, during all of this, throughout the previous year, while all this construction was happening, I was also on the lookout for the right plants. I wanted dwarf and slow-growing conifers, and best case also a bit unusual, interesting ones, not just the same varieties you find everywhere. So I actually traveled around a bit in the south of Sweden, visiting different nurseries and garden centers, and I gradually built up a bit of a collection. I think I have about 10 conifers right now, and I will probably expand it a bit, but I'm not sure how much they will grow, so I'm taking it slow now. I'm generally pleased. I'm really pleased with what I've got so far. So let me take you through them one by one. So the first one here, first one I planted, is a creeping juniper. Juniperus squamata blue carpet, and it's starting to spread over the boulders which I wanted, and hopefully it will perhaps spread a bit more, maybe even outside a bit here. That will tie in actually with another juniper which I will put here at the edge of my gravel garden, which I will show you another time. Okay, then here is a small arborvitae, thuja, which unfortunately I've lost the tag for, so I don't know which sort it is. I think it's one of those fire chief things which turn golden in the summer, but we'll have to wait and see. Now here is a cute little thing, Picea glauca, called Lauren. In Swedish we call it a sugar top spruce, a sugar top, which is quite cute as well. And over here we have this, what in Sweden we could call pencil juniper. Its true name is Juniperus scopulorum blue arrow, so it's a blue arrow. And hopefully it will get about twice as tall as it is now, I'm hoping for. Now in front of the boulders here we have a mugo pine from the Balkans. It's called sandjord, I think. It's a especially well-grown specimen. Mugo, Pinus mugo pumilio, yeah. I like mugo pines. Then another small juniper, which I have also lost the tag to, unfortunately. Behind that, yet another juniper, tall one this time. I'm not sure what this is called either. There seems to be no tag, but hopefully that will also grow twice as high and still keep its columnar form. And here we have another pine, which I've also lost a tag for, I'm afraid. Now this is a Picea abs, and nidiformis, and in Sweden we call it a bird's nest spruce because of the habit. It turns into a kind of a bird's nest. And here we have yet another mugo pine, another variety, humpy, Pinus mugo humpy. I like that one, and I think that will grow quite a bit larger, so I've left quite a lot of space around it to be safe. Here we have a little blue one. I really love the blue spruces. So a Picea pungens Carpathian. Oh, here's one that I missed before. what have we here? Another juniper, squamata, blue star. So there was a blue carpet over there somewhere, but this is a blue star. It's a bit bluer actually. And la pièce de résistance, the kust icebreaker, and today it really literally is an icebreaker. So the thing here is that the needles, they turn and they show their white underside, so it looks like it has continually a layer of snow on it, which it literally has now. So that was about it, I think. Down and below here you can see we have a maple tree. So I tried to make a bit of a woodland here with ferns and epimediums and other stuff. And you can also see the shoots on all the climbing hydrangeas back here, where there used to be a fence. That's actually why they're situated so far away from the neighbor's fence now, because there was an aluminium fence here before. And I put up a birdhouse there and another birdhouse here in that stubborn pine. So one thing I'm quite pleased about is how this conifer bed connects stylistically with the other parts of the garden around it. On one side it's adjacent to the rhododendron bed, which I covered in a previous video. And on the other side it connects to a new gravel garden that I'm currently building, which will be the subject of an upcoming video. The link between the conifer bed and the gravel garden is made through stone, the boulders, the gravel, and through creeping junipers and some grasses that I'm planting along the edges of both. It creates a visual thread that ties the two areas together and makes the garden feel like one coherent design rather than just a collection of separate projects. Because I really want a lot of different microclimates and different styles. It doesn't really matter if it gets a bit cluttery, but if I can avoid it somewhat, that's just a bonus. Now about that brick wall. While I was in brick demolition mode, I also tried to take down part of my own brick wall at the front of the house. The idea being to open it up so that the perennial beds on the front side of the house could be clearly visible from the street. I tried to do the same thing that I've done with my neighbor's brick wall, which seemed to work well, working with hammer and chisel, and that came apart reasonably well. But it turned out that my own wall was a completely different story. These bricks were absolutely locked in, impossible to free without destroying them. In the end, I turned to the sledgehammer around and just brought half the wall down in one go, which was brutal yet satisfying. I almost wrecked a couple of cars in the process when the splinters flew across the street. Unfortunately, I don't have any footage of that. So, that's the conifer garden. I really hope you enjoyed watching. I think it looks quite atmospheric even now, covered in snow. But a couple of weeks from now, the spring will be on us. I hope to see the hydrangeas climb and the wonderful golden bark chippings show. Some more lights I will put in as well. I will continue to develop the woodland area. I'll put in more drought tolerant and shade tolerant plants over there. And I just hope that the conifers enjoy their stay here and keep on growing, and hopefully show different colors during the season. And I will continue to develop also my gravel garden here adjacent. Yeah, and also I hope that some birds will move into the birdhouses. Yeah, as I said, I really hope you enjoyed this. This was part 2 of getting to know my garden and the projects that I'm working on. And hopefully I'll see you soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye!